Had to end it with a good backflip. I was already shifted into reverse and everything. The nose wheelie was setting up perfectly, and the truck actually shut off as soon as the back end hit. There was a wire that got pulled out, unfortunately. Hey, that's monster trucks, but all right, here we go. Let's have a little fun. I want to break down the Rec Deck Stunt from the MonsterJam World Finals, kind of give you a little bit of an insight into what I saw, what we were trying to do while we were there, the things that went right and the things that didn't go right. Are you ready? All right. So it's kind of funny, a little bit funny, I think, because as we were, as this video was going, I think I was supposed to be loaded in the tunnel at this point. I'm pretty sure when this video started, I was climbing up because no one had told me that the stunt was starting. So as soon as they gave me the go-ahead to go ahead and like head towards the tunnel, I came to realize like everyone was waiting on me for a while. Now, maybe that's just my perception and this went totally as planned, but that was my take anyway. So of course they give me the go ahead. I think at this point, everybody's waiting in the stadium for me. I give one little last pull. That first hit was hitting a K-rail. I was worried about two things. Number one, I'd hit a K-rail like a day before. It's the first time I had hit a K-rail before in my life. But then this wall, when you break through it, they're getting really good at keeping it from hanging on the windshield. But I just said, like, I've never busted through a foam board before, and hopefully it doesn't stick on the windshield and cloud my vision. Now, when I cut into this donut, the problem was I could tell the engine wasn't real happy. This truck had two lockers in it, and or two spools in it, and these VF housings are massive. And I had never driven before. We had practiced this stunt. That was the first time I had driven a truck with spools in it before. But man, trucks with spools can whip into donuts really, really well. Every practice before, the donuts were just super, super fast. So when I came out, it had just rained and stormed. Maybe what? We were under that weather delay for a while. That means there's a lot of water in the atmosphere. And when there's water in the atmosphere, that means there's less air or oxygen available for the engines to pull down to make that horsepower. So we already have an altitude issue. And then all of a sudden we've got a lot of humidity in the air and like water grains in the air. And so I could tell right away going into this donut, like we're not making a whole ton of power, both in the way it sounded. And then also it was a little bit difficult to cut it into this donut. And so I honestly didn't think too much about it because the biggest part of this grind and this stunt was just hitting the grind rail. You don't really need a ton of horsepower to do that. Wanted to slow it down on that straightaway, give the fans a little bit of choo-choo rhythm, a little Bryce Kenny rhythm for you. We ran this stunt two ways. The first, in practice, we practiced kind of doing this, like lining up, trying to kind of back up and stuff. I honestly think I took too long in practice. And we also hit it like flowing around that corner. And the team was the one that came up and said, look, we think it'll look better if you line up, back up, and then kind of like build a little bit of the moment. And then as soon as you hit that grinder, it did hit a little bit harder than I had experienced in practice. But man, that's not even the best. That's not even the best angle. This is a much better angle from the side. So as soon as it hits that grind rail, you can see it kind of drops pretty hard. I honestly don't know why, unless the grind rail. That's so cool though. All the sparks coming off of that. I think our pyro guy who was trying to add to the sparks. We did have titanium plates on the bottom of those housings to create those sparks. But our pyro guy was supposed to hit pyro as I was going down. I think he was a touch late, but anyway. All right. Out of the 5 or 6 nose wheelies I practiced on this new little ramp, I failed 0. I made all of them. Of course, when I go to do the stunt, I think it's twofold. Number one, that dirt was still really, really wet. Like you saw the whole obstacle move when I hit it from all that rain. That didn't help. And then also the power. Like it was just underpowered because of that storm. And I looked stupid, but that's all right. Had to end it with a good backflip. I was already shifted into reverse and everything. The nose wheelie was setting up perfectly. And the truck actually shut off as soon as the back end hit. There was a wire that got pulled out, unfortunately. Hey, that's monster trucks, but The last move, I had people ask me, like, were you supposed to do anything more after that backflip? And the answer to that is no. However, I will say, I was ready to go in reverse. I was going to nose wheelie that thing, and there was a good chance I was going to crash the truck. Let's just be completely honest. So maybe it's a good thing that it didn't work that way. So that's my take on the Rec Deck Stunt. I'm excited about this truck. The skateboard community lost their minds on this video because of the way it ended when the back of the body snapped, just like snapping a board at the skate park or something like that. Like after a good move, like everybody freaks out if you snap a board. So it was kind of like an awesome, cool, accidental mistake that ended up being really cool for the skateboard community. So many more things to come with this Tech Deck Rec Deck truck. And I'm very excited about creating some of these skateboard looking moves. And I think there's going to be so many cool parallels and collaborations we have. So much more to come, and stay tuned.